Pain is an inevitable part of life. No matter how careful or kind we are, there will always be moments when someone says or does something that hurts us. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, to let that pain take root, and to respond in anger or bitterness. But today I want to remind you that your power lies not in reacting, but in choosing how you respond. There's a profound strength in restraint, a grace in silence, and a courage in rising above what tries to bring you down. When someone hurts you, it often has very little to do with you and everything to do with them. People act out of their own struggles, insecurities, and frustrations. They may project their pain onto you, and if you react, you become entangled in their chaos. But you are not their chaos, and you are not their pain. You are a person who can rise above it, who can stand tall and refuse to let someone else's actions dictate your emotions. In moments of hurt, remind yourself of your worth. No one else has the power to define who you are unless you let them. People will say things that are unkind, thoughtless, or downright cruel, but their words do not determine your value. You do. You decide how much power you give to those words and actions. Reacting in anger or retaliation only hands over your power to them. Instead, when you choose to stay calm, when you choose to rise above, you take that power back. Silence can be a shield, not a sign of weakness. It says, I won't let you disturb my peace. It's not about suppressing your emotions, but about controlling your response. You can feel hurt and still choose not to lash out. This doesn't mean you ignore your feelings. It means you process them in a healthy way. Take a moment to breathe, to reflect, and to ask yourself if reacting will truly bring you peace. Most often it won't. What brings peace is letting go. Forgiveness is another powerful tool. Forgiveness isn't about excusing what someone did or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about refusing to let their actions control your heart. When you hold on to anger or resentment, it's like carrying a heavy burden. Forgiveness is the act of setting that burden down. Not for them, but for yourself. It's a way of saying, I deserve peace, and I won't let your actions rob me of it. Choosing not to react doesn't mean you allow people to walk all over you. It means you handle situations with dignity and strength. There's a difference between reacting impulsively and responding thoughtfully. If someone crosses a boundary, you can stand up for yourself calmly and assertively. This isn't reacting, this is responding. It's about maintaining your composure and addressing the situation in a way that aligns with your values and self-respect. One of the greatest lessons we can learn in life is that we are not in control of what others do, but we are always in control of how we respond. This realization is freeing. It means that no matter what happens, you have the ability to protect your inner peace. You don't have to match someone's negativity with your own. You can choose kindness, compassion, or even silence. These choices are a reflection of your strength, not theirs. Every time you choose not to react, you grow stronger. It's like building a muscle. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Over time, you'll find that the things that used to upset you lose their power. You'll begin to see hurtful words and actions for what they truly are, reflections of someone else's inner turmoil, not your own. Remember, life is too short to waste on negativity. Every moment you spend angry or upset is a moment you could have spent living fully, loving deeply, and chasing your dreams. Don't let someone's unkindness steal those moments from you. They are precious, and they belong to you, not to the people who hurt you. Instead of reacting to pain, Channel that energy into something positive. Focus on your goals, your passions, and the people who uplift you. Use hurt as a reminder of the kind of person you don't want to be. Let it fuel your commitment to kindness and understanding. Be the person who breaks the cycle of negativity, who turns pain into purpose, and who chooses peace over conflict. There will always be people who test your patience, who challenge your resolve, and who try to bring you down. But their actions don't define you. What defines you is how you respond. And when you respond with grace, strength, and love, you not only protect your own peace, but also inspire others to do the same. So the next time someone hurts you, take a deep breath. Pause before you react. Remind yourself of your worth and your power. Choose to rise above, to let go, and to move forward with strength and grace. Life is too beautiful, and you are too strong to let someone else's actions dim your light. Keep shining. Pain is an inescapable part of the human experience. No matter how kind, careful, or considerate you are, there will always be moments when someone says or does something that causes hurt. This could be through harsh words, thoughtless actions, or situations beyond your control. While we cannot avoid pain, what truly defines us is how we choose to respond. Reaction is immediate, often fueled by emotion, but response is deliberate and rooted in self-awareness. When faced with pain, it's natural to want to lash out, defend yourself, or retaliate. Anger or frustration may feel like the easiest outlets in the moment. However, reacting impulsively often leads to regret, escalating conflict rather than resolving it. A reaction places control in the hands of the person or situation that caused the pain. When you react, you are allowing external factors to dictate your emotions and behavior. The key to regaining control lies in understanding that while you may not have a choice in experiencing pain, you always have a choice in how you respond. Choosing not to react impulsively is an act of strength. It requires self-control, patience, and the ability to pause and reflect. This pause is where your power lies. It's a moment to decide if engaging with the negativity will serve you or if it's better to let go and move forward. When you choose not to react, you protect your inner peace. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or ignoring the hurt. Instead, it's about acknowledging your emotions and finding a constructive way to address them. You might write about your feelings, talk to a trusted friend, or simply take time to process them privately. This thoughtful approach helps you respond in a way that aligns with your values, preserving your dignity and self-respect. Pain will always be a part of life, but it doesn't have to define you. Your power lies in how you handle it. By choosing to respond with grace and composure, you rise above the situation, proving to yourself and others that you are stronger than the pain. In this choice, you reclaim control, transforming a moment of hurt into a testament of your resilience and strength. When someone's words or actions hurt you, it's natural to internalize that pain and question your worth. But often the hurtful things people do or say have far more to do with them than with you. People act out of their own experiences, struggles, and insecurities. Their behavior is frequently a reflection of what's happening inside them, not a judgment of who you are. Imagine someone who is carrying a heavy burden of stress, frustration, or unhappiness. They might lash out, projecting those feelings onto others without even realizing it. Their hurtful actions stem from their internal struggles, not from any truth about you. If you take their behavior personally, you risk absorbing their pain and making it your own. even though it never belonged to you in the first place. Recognizing this can be liberating. It allows you to separate yourself from the negativity directed at you. Instead of reacting defensively or letting their actions diminish your self-worth, you can take a step back and see the situation for what it truly is, a reflection of their inner turmoil. This perspective doesn't excuse their behavior, but it helps you understand that you are not the source of their pain. By choosing not to react to hurtful actions, you deny them the power to affect your sense of self. You remain grounded in the knowledge of your own worth, refusing to let someone else's struggles dictate your emotions. This detachment requires strength, but it ultimately protects your peace and prevents unnecessary conflict. It's also worth remembering that everyone has moments of weakness. Just as others' actions reflect their struggles, your response reflects your strength and character. Responding with empathy or even simply walking away demonstrates maturity and self-control. It shows that you understand their behavior is about them, not you, and that you refuse to be pulled into their negativity. Hurtful actions will cross your path, but they do not define you. What defines you is how you respond to them. By remembering that others' actions are often mirrors of their own pain, you can rise above the hurt, preserve your inner peace, and continue to live with strength and confidence. In a world filled with opinions, judgments, and unsolicited remarks, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that your worth is tied to what others say about you. But the truth is, no one has the authority to define your value but you. Your worth is intrinsic. It is not something that can be diminished or elevated by anyone else's words. People's opinions are often colored by their own biases, insecurities, and experiences. What they say about you often reveals more about them than it does about you. When someone criticizes you harshly or speaks unkindly, it's important to pause and recognize that their words are a reflection of their perspective, not an absolute truth about who you are. Allowing their comments to define you gives them power over your self-image, a power they do not deserve. Your worth is rooted in your character, your actions, and your essence as a human being. It is not dictated by external validation or approval. This means that even when someone praises you, it doesn't make you inherently more valuable, just as criticism doesn't make you less so. Relying on others' words to shape your sense of self is like chasing a moving target, an exhausting pursuit that leaves you at the mercy of others' opinions. When someone's words hurt, it can be difficult not to internalize them. But this is where self-awareness and self-love come into play. Remind yourself of who you are, what you've overcome, and the values you stand for. Speak kindly to yourself and affirm your inherent worth, even if others fail to see it. You are not obligated to carry the weight of their words. Life is too precious to let your self-esteem be dictated by fleeting remarks. Instead, focus on what you know to be true about yourself. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. But even more importantly, cultivate a relationship with yourself that is rooted in respect and acceptance. This inner strength will shield you from the sting of criticism and the need for external validation. Your worth is a constant. It exists regardless of others' perceptions. Hold on to this truth, and you'll find that no word or opinion can shake your confidence or diminish your light. Silence is often misunderstood as weakness, passivity, or surrender. In reality, silence is one of the most powerful tools you can wield, especially in the face of hurtful words or challenging situations. It serves as a shield, protecting your peace and allowing you to rise above negativity. Choosing silence is not about suppressing your voice, it's about knowing when speaking serves no purpose and when silence speaks volumes. When someone says or does something hurtful, the instinct to react immediately can be strong. You might feel the urge to defend yourself, argue, or retaliate. However, reacting impulsively often escalates the situation and entangles you in unnecessary conflict. Silence, on the other hand, demonstrates self-control and composure. It sends a clear message you are not willing to be dragged into someone else's chaos or negativity. Silence is not about submission or avoiding confrontation. It is a deliberate choice that reflects inner strength. It shows that you value your peace more than engaging in fruitless arguments. By remaining silent, you take control of the situation and refuse to give others the satisfaction of provoking a reaction. This quiet confidence often disarms those who seek to hurt or undermine you. Moreover, silence creates space for reflection. It allows you to process your emotions, understand the situation, and decide the best course of action. Instead of reacting out of anger or hurt, you can respond thoughtfully and intentionally if a response is even necessary. This pause not only protects your peace, but also prevents you from saying or doing something you might regret later. Silence can also convey strength in ways words cannot. When faced with criticism, insults, or negativity, your silence can communicate a powerful message that you are unshaken and above the fray. It shows that you are secure in your worth and don't need to justify yourself to others. This quiet confidence often speaks louder than any words you could say. Choosing silence doesn't mean bottling up your feelings. It means channeling them constructively, whether through self-reflection, journaling, or speaking to someone you trust. It's about redirecting your energy away from conflict and toward growth and healing. Silence is a shield that guards your peace, a sign of strength that reflects your self-mastery, and a tool that empowers you to rise above negativity. Embrace its power, and you'll find that sometimes the most profound response is no response at all. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as an act of absolution, a way of excusing someone else's wrongdoing or reconciling with them. But true forgiveness is not about the other person, it's about you. It's a decision to release the anger, resentment, and bitterness that tie you to the pain they caused. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, a path to reclaiming your peace and moving forward. When someone hurts you, the natural response is to hold on to the pain. You might replay the incident in your mind, dwell on their actions, or fantasize about how you wish things had gone differently. While this reaction is understandable, it ultimately traps you in a cycle of suffering. Carrying anger or resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to feel its effects. It drains your energy, clouds your perspective, and keeps you tethered to the past. Forgiveness breaks this cycle. It's a way of saying, I refuse to let this hurt control me anymore. It doesn't mean you condone what happened, forget the offense, or allow the person back into your life. Forgiveness is a personal decision to let go of the emotional baggage that weighs you down. It's about choosing your peace over your pain. The act of forgiving can be difficult, especially when the hurt is deep or ongoing. It requires strength and vulnerability, a willingness to confront your emotions and process them. But the rewards of forgiveness far outweigh the challenges. By letting go of resentment, you free yourself from its grip and create space for healing, joy, and personal growth. Forgiveness is not a one-time event, it's a process. There may be days when the pain resurfaces, and that's okay. What matters is your commitment to release it each time it arises. With practice, forgiveness becomes a habit, a way of living that prioritizes your well-being over lingering hurt. It's important to remember that forgiveness is not about reconciliation unless you choose it to be. You can forgive someone and still maintain boundaries to protect yourself. Forgiveness is solely about your internal peace. It's a declaration that your happiness is more important than clinging to the pain someone else caused. In forgiving, you reclaim your power. You choose to live free from the shadows of past hurts and to move forward with a lighter heart. Forgiveness is not for them, it's for you, and it is one of the greatest acts of self-love you can offer yourself. In moments of conflict or hurt, the instinct to react quickly can feel overwhelming. A sharp comment, an emotional outburst, or a hasty decision might seem like the natural way to defend yourself or make a point. However, reacting impulsively often leads to regret, escalates tensions, and leaves you feeling even more unsettled. The key to handling such situations lies in responding thoughtfully rather than reacting emotionally. Reacting is immediate and unfiltered. It's driven by raw emotion, anger, frustration, or pain, and often bypasses rational thinking. While it may offer temporary relief or a sense of control, reactions are rarely constructive. They can fuel the conflict and deepen misunderstandings, making it harder to resolve the issue later. A reaction puts you at the mercy of your emotions and gives control to the situation or person provoking you. On the other hand, a thoughtful response requires a pause. It's about stepping back, processing your emotions, and choosing your words and actions deliberately. This doesn't mean suppressing how you feel, it means allowing yourself the space to respond in a way that aligns with your values and goals. A thoughtful response can de-escalate tensions, foster understanding, and leave you feeling empowered rather than drained. Pausing before you respond is a powerful practice. It allows you to ask yourself important questions. What outcome do I want from this situation? Will my response help or hurt? Am I reacting out of emotion or responding with intention? This moment of reflection shifts the focus from the heat of the moment to the bigger picture, helping you respond in a way that promotes resolution rather than conflict. Thoughtful responses often involve empathy. Try to understand the other person's perspective, even if you don't agree with it. This doesn't mean excusing hurtful behavior, but it can help you approach the situation with clarity and calmness. When you respond with empathy and respect, you set the tone for a constructive dialogue, which can lead to better outcomes for both parties. Learning to respond thoughtfully takes practice. It requires patience, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence. But with time, it becomes second nature, empowering you to handle challenges with grace and composure. By responding thoughtfully, you protect your peace, strengthen your relationships, and demonstrate true emotional strength. In the face of negativity, it's not your reaction but your thoughtful response that speaks volumes about your character. Life often presents us with situations beyond our control. People may act in ways that are hurtful, unpredictable events may disrupt our plans, and circumstances may challenge our patience and resolve. While we cannot always control what happens to us, we always retain control over one crucial thing: our response. This is where our power lies, and embracing it can transform how we navigate life's difficulties. It's natural to feel frustrated or helpless when confronted with challenges or negativity. We might wish for others to change their behavior or for situations to align with our expectations. But focusing on what we can't control only deepens our frustration and leads to a sense of powerlessness. Instead, the key is to shift our energy toward what we can control: our reactions, choices, and mindset. Your response to any situation is entirely within your domain. No one can dictate how you think or feel unless you allow them to. This understanding is liberating. It means that even in the face of adversity, you can choose calm over chaos, kindness over anger, and strength over despair. By exercising this choice, you reclaim your power and maintain your inner peace. Choosing your response requires mindfulness. It's about pausing before you react, taking a deep breath, and considering the impact of your actions. Ask yourself, will my response improve the situation or escalate it? Does it reflect my values? Will it bring me closer to the outcome I desire? This moment of reflection helps you respond with clarity and purpose, rather than being swept away by emotions. Focusing on your response also shifts your perspective. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, you become an active participant in shaping your experience. You recognize that while you can't control the behavior of others, you can control how you let it affect you. This mindset empowers you to stay grounded and resilient no matter what comes your way. Life will always be unpredictable, and people will sometimes hurt or disappoint you. But your response is a constant that you can always control. By choosing to respond with grace, composure, and intention, you protect your peace and show that your strength lies not in controlling others, but in mastering yourself. This is the essence of true empowerment. Emotional strength is not something we are born with, it's a skill we develop through experience, perseverance, and conscious effort. Just like physical strength, building emotional resilience requires consistent practice and intentionality. It's about learning to navigate life's challenges with grace, maintaining balance during emotional turbulence, and growing stronger each time you face adversity. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, disappointments, rejections, losses, and moments of conflict. These experiences, while painful, are opportunities to build emotional strength. Every time you face a setback and choose to rise again, you reinforce your ability to cope. Emotional strength doesn't mean avoiding pain or pretending it doesn't affect you. It means acknowledging your feelings, processing them, and finding ways to move forward without being consumed by them. Practicing self-awareness is key to building emotional strength. Start by recognizing your emotions and understanding what triggers them. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back and observe your feelings. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? What can I learn from this? Self-awareness helps you respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Another important practice is cultivating self-compassion. Emotional strength doesn't mean being invulnerable, it means allowing yourself to be human. You will have moments of weakness, and that's okay. Speak to yourself with kindness, just as you would to a friend. Acknowledge your struggles without judgment, and remind yourself that it's okay to seek help or take time to heal. Self-compassion creates the foundation for resilience by helping you recover from setbacks with a sense of grace. Developing healthy coping mechanisms is also essential. Instead of numbing your emotions or avoiding them, find constructive outlets to process them. This could include journaling, meditation, exercise, or talking to someone you trust. These practices help you channel your energy in positive ways and build your capacity to handle future challenges. Remember that emotional strength grows through consistency. It's not about perfection, but persistence. Every time you choose to respond thoughtfully, forgive, let go, or persevere through difficulty, you strengthen your emotional muscles. Over time, you'll find yourself more resilient, more balanced, and better equipped to face life's ups and downs. Life is a precious gift, and every moment spent in negativity or holding on to bitterness is a moment wasted. In a world full of beauty, opportunity, and potential, it's easy to get caught up in the chaos, distractions, and challenges. However, if we let negativity consume us, we miss out on the joy and fulfillment that life has to offer. Life is too short to dwell in negativity. It's meant to be embraced with gratitude, love, and purpose. Negative thoughts and feelings, whether about ourselves or others, are natural, but they become toxic when we allow them to take control. Anger, resentment, self-doubt, and fear can weigh us down, cloud our perspective, and limit our potential. These emotions are valid, but they shouldn't define us or dominate our experience. Holding on to negativity not only affects our mental and emotional well-being, but also impacts our relationships and our ability to enjoy life to its fullest. When we allow negativity to take root, we create a barrier between ourselves and the things that truly matter: love, connection, growth, and joy. We become so focused on what's wrong, what's unfair, or what we lack, that we overlook all the things that are right and abundant in our lives. It's important to remember that our thoughts shape our reality. If we focus on the negative, we'll inevitably attract more negativity. But when we choose to focus on the positive, we create space for gratitude, hope, and possibility. Life is filled with challenges and setbacks, but it's how we approach those difficulties that defines our experience. Choosing to let go of negativity doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is perfect. It means refusing to let those challenges consume us. It means finding lessons in hardship, seeking the silver lining, and focusing on the opportunities for growth that exist even in difficult times. Time is something we can never get back. Every day that passes is a day we'll never see again. So why waste precious moments caught up in negativity when we can choose to live with intention, positivity, and appreciation for the small joys around us? Life is too precious to be spent dwelling in anger, regret, or fear. Choose to focus on what you can control: the thoughts you think, the actions you take, and the energy you bring to each day. By embracing a mindset of positivity, gratitude, and hope, we open ourselves up to the fullness of life. We become more resilient, more compassionate, and more connected to the people and experiences that bring us true fulfillment. Life is too precious for negativity. It's meant to be lived with an open heart and a clear mind, embracing all that is good and beautiful in the world. Hurt is an inevitable part of the human experience. We all face moments of pain, whether from personal loss, betrayal, disappointment, or failure. These experiences can leave us feeling broken, vulnerable, and lost. However, pain doesn't have to define us, nor does it have to control our lives. Instead, it can be the catalyst for growth, transformation, and greater strength. The key is learning how to channel hurt into positive growth rather than allowing it to become a source of bitterness or despair. When we face hurt, it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of suffering, replaying the events in our minds and holding on to the emotions that arise. But the longer we stay in that place, the more we risk allowing the pain to take over our lives. The first step in turning hurt into growth is acknowledging it without judgment. It's important to give yourself permission to feel your emotions, to grieve, and to process the hurt. Denying or suppressing emotions only prolongs the healing process and prevents growth. Once we acknowledge the pain, the next step is to shift our focus. Rather than dwelling on the negativity of the situation, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? What strengths can I discover within myself through this experience? Every painful situation holds within it an opportunity for growth. For instance, A painful breakup might teach you valuable lessons about boundaries, self-love, and what you need in a relationship. A failure at work might reveal areas where you need to improve, but also where you are capable of resilience and adaptation. Channeling hurt into growth also involves shifting our mindset. Instead of seeing ourselves as victims of circumstances, we can choose to view challenges as opportunities. This doesn't mean minimizing the hurt or pretending everything is okay, but it means recognizing that we have the power to rise from adversity. Pain can either break us or make us stronger, depending on how we choose to respond. One powerful way to channel hurt into growth is by helping others. When we've been through tough times, we often gain a unique perspective on life and empathy for those who are struggling. By sharing our experiences and offering support to others, we not only help them heal, but also continue our own healing journey. Helping others in the face of our own hurt is a testament to our strength and capacity for compassion. Another key element in turning hurt into positive growth is self-reflection. Take time to evaluate the situation, identify any patterns, and determine how you can do things differently moving forward. This self-awareness helps you make intentional changes in your life which contribute to long-term growth. Additionally, you might seek personal development through practices like journaling, therapy, or meditation, which provides space for healing and self-discovery. Finally, embracing forgiveness, both for others and for yourself, is a crucial part of turning hurt into growth. Forgiveness does not mean excusing wrongs or forgetting the pain. It means freeing yourself from the grip of anger and resentment. It's about releasing the emotional burden so you can move forward, unburdened by the past. When you forgive, you create space for healing and new opportunities. Hurt may never fully go away, but how we choose to process and respond to it determines the course of our lives. By channeling hurt into positive growth, we can transform our pain into power. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to become more resilient, more empathetic, and more in tune with our true selves. As we rise above our struggles, we gain a deeper appreciation for the beauty of life and the strength within us to overcome anything that comes our way. Negativity can be insidious, creeping into our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, often without us realizing it. It can begin as a small frustration or an unfortunate event, but over time can spiral into a cycle that affects every aspect of our lives, our relationships, our work, and even our own sense of self-worth. Breaking the cycle of negativity is essential for reclaiming your peace, your happiness, and your sense of control. It requires conscious effort, but with time and practice, it is entirely possible. The first step in breaking the cycle of negativity is becoming aware of it. Many times we get caught up in negative thinking without even realizing it. We may fall into patterns of self-criticism, worry, or pessimism without noticing how much these thoughts influence our daily lives. Start by paying attention to your thoughts. When do you feel the most negative? What triggers these feelings? Identifying the root causes is the first step toward dismantling the cycle. Once you're aware of the negativity, the next step is to challenge it. Negative thoughts are often distorted and exaggerated. For example, you may have a tendency to catastrophize, imagining the worst possible outcome for every situation, or engage in all or nothing thinking, where you see things as either perfect or disastrous. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence do I have to support this thought? What's another, more balanced perspective? This practice helps you challenge negative beliefs and replace them with more rational, positive ones. Another powerful way to break the cycle of negativity is by practicing gratitude. Negativity often stems from focusing on what's wrong or lacking in our lives. By intentionally shifting your focus to the positive aspects of your life, however small, they can begin to outweigh the negative. Each day, make it a habit to reflect on things you are grateful for. Whether it's a supportive friend, a small accomplishment, or a beautiful moment in your day. Gratitude retrains your mind to seek out the good, which over time helps diminish the impact of negative thoughts. Breaking the cycle of negativity also involves taking action. Often negativity thrives when we feel stuck, helpless, or unable to change our circumstances. By taking small, intentional steps toward positive change, we regain a sense of control and break free from the mental trap of helplessness. Whether it's setting goals, pursuing a hobby, or taking care of your physical health, these actions serve as reminders that we are capable of creating positive outcomes in our lives. Breaking the cycle of negativity is crucial for creating a more positive, fulfilling life. Negativity, whether in our thoughts, emotions, or behavior, can become a habit that limits our potential and impacts our well-being. The good news is that negativity doesn't have to be a permanent state. With conscious effort and a shift in mindset, we can break free and create space for more positivity. Here are key steps to help break the cycle of negativity. The first step in breaking the cycle is awareness. Often, negativity becomes so ingrained that we don't realize we're thinking or behaving in a negative way. Pay attention to your thoughts and the language you use. Are you constantly focusing on what's wrong, what's missing, or what you can't control? Negative self-talk or a focus on worst-case scenarios are indicators of a negative mindset. By acknowledging the negativity, you can begin to make a conscious effort to change it. Grace, strength, and love, these three qualities are at the core of who you are. Grace allows you to face life's challenges with calm and dignity, even in the face of adversity. Strength helps you rise above obstacles and keep going when the road gets tough. And love, the most powerful of all, fuels your heart, inspires others, and brings light into even the darkest of moments. When you embody grace, strength, and love, you show the world your true essence and remain resilient through whatever comes your way. Remember that life is a journey filled with ups and downs, but these qualities will always guide you towards your greatest potential. You are not defined by the setbacks or challenges you face, but by how you rise with grace, how you hold your ground with strength, and how you give love freely, even when it feels hard. Embrace who you are, and let these qualities lead you to a life of peace, fulfillment, and inner joy. Keep shining brightly, and never forget how powerful and beautiful you are. You have everything within you to create the life you deserve. With warmth and encouragement, may you always walk in grace, stand in strength, and live in love.